I'm OW Root, and this is Pleasant Peninsula. Kind of. Is it really that pleasant? I'm not so sure, to be honest with you. This might be false advertising. You know, we've got to be positive. We've got to stay optimistic. We have to, if we're going to make it through winter, we have to keep the hope alive. Things are okay. We're going to make it. But we have to be honest. We have to face reality head on. We cannot tell a lie. And I have to admit, it is not that pleasant right now. It's 36 degrees and raining. And I don't mean wintry mix. And wintry mix is terrible to drive in. We all know that. I don't mean the part sort of flurry, part sleet, a little bit rain. No, this is a real, actual, bona fide rain storm. And maybe not a rainstorm, but it is, it's real rain. You can hear, I assume, the water droplets on this umbrella. They're thick, heavy, big, fat, wet rain drops from the sky coming down, and it's 36 degrees. And there's about 2 feet of snow in our backyard. And on the street, we're next to the street, on the sides of the street, there's a bunch of mounds of snow, and they're not really that white. They're kind of grayish, with a little bit of sand and soil mixed in. Maybe some dog pee as well. They're kind of browning. They're pretty ugly. This is the throes of ugly winter. That's when we are right now. And we have to admit it. Like I said, we've got to stay positive, but we need to admit the facts of life. The facts of life is that, or we are past winter wonderland. Winter wonderland is December and January, but right now it's ugly winter. It's just an ugly world we're looking at. The wonder's gone. You know, when winter first comes, you're excited by all the snow. There's something even amazing. We got so much snow. In the real heat of the winter wonderland. Is it snow? Snow is getting so much, and the roads were so bad. And it was tough for sure, but there's something magical about that. You know, when you wake up and you say, holy cow, we got 12 inches of snow. Oh my gosh. You go sledding. And even those days where it's 10 degrees, but sunny, it's beautiful. That's real winter wonderland. And we had a great winter wonderland this year. But now we are into ugly winter. And this is the time that separates the boys from the men. It's the grumpiest time of the year too. It's probably the ugliest as well. You know, there's these different liminal times in the year. And I would say the liminal times, there's 3 liminal times really. I guess 4, but let's do 3 meteorologically. There's the one between fall and winter, where the leaves are no longer red, they've fallen, but it's still not winter yet, there's no snow. There is the one between spring and summer, where it's not quite summer yet, but it's really close. You know, the weather still might not go to the beach yet, because you don't go to the beach in spring, you go to the beach in summer. That's kind of a good way to know when summer started. And then there's this time, past winter wonderland, before spring, ugly winter. And this is the hardest one. It's the ugliest one. It's the one in which there isn't much for you to go on. Aesthetically, the world is so hideous. And I'm sorry to say it. We got to stay positive, like I said, but I'm sitting out here holding this umbrella. My legs are sopping wet. I'm not going to lie to you. It's not a pleasant vibe. But the truth is, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. The light at the end of the tunnel is spring is coming. Ugly winter means winter is almost done. Ugly winter is not at the beginning, it's at the end. We're coming out of it. Soon, I'm using soon very liberally here. Month, 6 weeks. We'll be seeing grass up here in the deep north. Maybe even the hint of some flowers shortly after. That's a good sign. We just got to keep going. The largest wooden dome on planet Earth. It's in Michigan, way up in the UP. I was just there last week, and it's incredible. I'm going to show you. Let's roll that video.
Coming in at 14 stories tall, containing 5.1 acres under its roof, able to withstand 80-mile-per-hour winds and 60 pounds per square foot of snow, the Superior Dome is the world's largest wooden dome and an incredible feat of modern engineering. If one lives in a place that makes it impossible to run, play, or practice outside for a punishing amount of the year, one's choices are simple. Either leave or get creative. That's part of the story of Northern settlement. Adaptation to the brutal environment, ingenuity, and a stubborn refusal to be beaten or bested by winter, all its terror. The Superior Dome is, without question, Northern excellence.
It's an amazing place, isn't it? Incredible scenes, just really awe-inspiring. An incredible place to walk, to run, to practice, to work out. Just an amazing marvel of modern engineering. There's two things I want to talk about with Superior Dome. The first is how it came to be. The Superior Dome was brought into existence, commissioned by Dominic Jacobetti. And Jacobetti was a Michigan State representative from the UP and the longest serving Michigan State representative in the history of the state of Michigan. And he will remain the longest serving state representative from Michigan, or Michigan State, state representative in Michigan, not a representative from Michigan, in Michigan. Because since he's passed on, they have passed term limits. And so no one will surpass Jacobetti. He has the title forever. And Jacobetti was a Herculean figure, Uper, and a strong advocate for his people. He spearheaded and supported and agitated for secession, the UP becoming superior and pulling away from Michigan. And he, in fact, threatened the state of Michigan that we are going to secede, we are going to secede, we are going to secede unless you give us more funding. And what happened? The state, gave him more funding. They gave the UP more funding. That is how the Superior Dome got funded. Through his agitation, through him holding the state's feet to the fire, through his advocacy for his people, for his constituents in the UP, the state forked over $28.1 million to fund the entirety of phase one of the project, which is the majority of the project. And it brought the Superior Dome to life. I think that's such an incredible story. You know, he was just, like I said, a Herculean figure, a strong man, an advocate for his people, and a strong, just really going to bat for his people in the UP. And what happened when they get out of the Superior Dome, which is this incredible place that sustains the people of Marquette and that region in the winter, allows them to exercise, to walk, to work out, to play, to practice inside when it's terrible outside. That is what politicians should advocate for. And that is what he did. It's an incredible story, Jacobetti. The second thing I want to talk about, the short thing I want to talk about, is the aesthetics of the Superior Dome. The Superior Dome is beautiful. You know, the fact that it's the largest wooden dome on Earth isn't just a quirk of construction. When I was in there, you know, when you look up at those beams, you saw it on the video, they're beautiful. They feel rustic, cabiny, homey. They feel northern. They feel like the UP. They feel right. You know, when you go to a lot of these huge domes or these huge sports facilities, they feel very cold. It's a lot of metal, steel. It doesn't feel welcoming. Superior Dome really does feel northern and warm and welcoming and homey and cabiny. There's something so right about that. It's a beautiful thing. It really is. It's an incredible feat. But the aesthetics were almost an afterthought, but they aren't an afterthought. I saw them right away. And that's a real difference between most of those places. And it complements the environment so well. Of course, you're going to have the world's largest wooden dome in the UP. Where else? In Arizona? No. It's got to be in the UP. And you probably didn't even know about that until I told you. It's one of those things I didn't even know about until recently. It's incredible the things in our state, way up in the UP, places that most people never go. It's incredible the things we have. And you don't even know about them until you know about them. You can get out there and explore. I'm O.W. Root from Michigan. Enjoy.